Probably some sort of crime that I don't have like the blue eyeshadow and the blue lipstick to go and just complete the look, but here we are. Sandy says read, and welcome to the channel. Tonight, you guys, we are going to do a review and discussion of, ready? If I can bring it up here, Duranalysis by Morgan Richter. Yes, you guys, it's a Duran video this evening. We're doing the 80s. We're going back to the 80s and we're going to rock it with Morgan Richter and Duran Duran. Buckle up. Here we go. You know it's going to be a random video when we're doing Duran Duran. Welcome to the zaniness, you guys. I have to welcome you to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, because this random 80s stuff is kind of how we roll around here. Yes, it's a book channel. It is a booktube channel. Sandy Says Read is all about the books. But once in a while, we get to do a Duran book. And when that happens, it gets a little wacky. And in fact, we're going to begin the wackiness with Storytime, because that's how we do these Duran videos. We do Duran Storytime. Today's Duran Storytime, did I write down what we're doing? Yes. You guys know I do the notes, right? If you're new to the channel, I have to have notes because I'm ancient. I'm an ancient Duranie. And story time starts with, okay, The Scream and Sunrise. Oh, yes. Okay. The Scream and Sunrise. This story, I tell you secondhand, even though I am one of the main players in the story. I tell you this secondhand because I don't remember most of it, because I was in the Duran zone at the beginning of a Duran concert. It is what it is. Okay, here we go. So you know that all the greatest stories from me begin with Christine and Janine and I, and then we insert like the name of a city or something, right? Okay. Well, in this particular story, Christine wasn't able to join us. I think the blah. I'll spit it out. I think that the concert was taking place while Christine was having like the school year. She's a school teacher, and sometimes those concerts land when she just can't get away from school teaching, right? So Janine and I were attending the concert over in Sunrise, Florida, which just tickles me greatly because it's sunrise, right? Okay, so Janine and I were going to that concert. At the time, I was still married to the person we affectionately call Idiot Stick. So Janine and I traveled separately from Idiot Stick because we were not waiting around on him to get his act together and go with us. We were not going to be late, right? We had seats toward the back of the floor, and the three of us were seated together. But as the show was beginning, that heartbeat started. This was the astronaut tour. I should preface with that. That heartbeat thing started. So we all stood up, all of us in the crowd. And Janine tells me later, Janine said to Idiot Stick, "You want to stand over here." And she pulled him away from me. And I leaned over, and he said, "Why?" And I stood up and screamed like this banshee shriek of joy. And she said, "That's why." Yeah, like on cue. That's just how I typically begin a Duran concert, with extreme shrieking joy. Yeah. Idiot Stick told me later he did not recognize who I was. He lost track of who I was at that concert. Yeah, I transform. I don't scream through the whole concert. I don't do that through the whole thing. Oh my God, how obnoxious would that be? But just that beginning, my God, the beginning of a Duran concert, I think most of us Duranis, we just lose our minds, right? That's how it is. Okay, so that's your story time. Shall we begin the review and discussion of Duranalysis? There will be timestamps below. You guys can skip the crazy if you wish. Okay, so let's start with the specs, as we do. This is Duranalysis, Essays on the Duran Duran Experience. This is by Morgan Richter, copyright 2017 from Luft Books. It's also available in ebook. This version is 124 pages, plus a couple pages of bibliography at the back. And let me read the back cover for you, as we do. And by the way, you guys, this is white with black text on it, so I shouldn't have too much trouble reading the back cover for you. Thank goodness, right? Okay, no band epitomizes the 80s, a decade of stylish and absurd excesses, as much as Duran Duran. Certainly no band inspires the same dizzying range of emotional responses. adoration, lust, delight, confusion, contempt, as those 5 beautiful and cocksure boys from England who burst onto the scene like a glitter-encrusted wrecking ball at the start of the decade and held the public's attention in a vice script. Still, mostly together and going strong, they've endured because no one could ever quite forget them, even when the end of the 80s threatened to turn them into relics of an era that overstayed its welcome. Duran Duran are celebrities par excellence, glamorous, preposterous, larger than life, and absolutely hilarious. With wit and affection, Duranalysis tackles the Duran Duran phenomenon. Duranalysis is composed of a series of insightful, informative, irreverent essays encompassing the complete history of Duran Duran up to 2017. Encompassing the complete history of Duran Duran from their inauspicious origins in working-class Birmingham through the crazy chaos of mega fame in the 80s to their lower profile but still glamorous present. Welcome to Duranalysis. It's going to be a wild ride. Okay, yeah, this goes up through the Paper Gods. Is it paper? I wrote it down. How far do we go? I wrote it down. Yeah, Paper Gods. We go up through Paper Gods with this one. All right, so let's see. I wrote some notes for you guys. This book isn't, okay, yeah, this isn't like total all Duran, although yes, it is mostly Duran, but there's a little bit of just like 80s trivia, 80s stuff sprinkled throughout, sprinkled like just little bits of confetti, right? Which make it fun for even the non-Durani, although can't imagine someone who's not a Duran fan picking this up and expecting it to be anything but a Duran fest. Okay. And this is a Duran fest. I enjoyed it greatly. Greatly, I'm telling you. Let's see. So we have some pages in here that I wanted to point out and share with you. Yes. Okay. Morgan has an excellent sense of humor. Okay. She's able to like share humor, like kind of poke fun at some of the funny things that happen throughout Duran's career without, I want to say it's like without making fun of them in like a mean way. She's not being mean. She's just poking fun at some of the clever, humorous things that happened with Duran. And I have an example for you. Okay, page 48 through 49. Let me find it. Is that the zombies thing? Hold, please. Yes. Okay. The font in here, I'll show you the regular font, just the text font. Can I get up there enough for you to see it? The text font is just fine. But when you get to like those page numbers down there at the bottom, those page numbers, look, they're kind of squished. And my ancient eyes had trouble with that. So yeah, this is page 48 and 49. All right. We're talking about the Night Boat video. This essay focuses pretty much on like Rio and the early days, okay? And it's describing some of the videos. Each of these essays, especially in the forward half of the book, they're focusing on the videos and kind of describing, okay, here's what's happening in the video. And not just breaking it down, but breaking it down and talking about it, discussing it. They're essays, all right? So here we are talking about Night Boat, and we're kind of seeing her humor flow through. So I'm going to read you a little bit and give you a flavor of her writing, as we do in these videos. It says, what? You've never seen Night Boat? Don't feel bad about that. I didn't know this video existed in 2011, almost 30 years after it was made. The song from the band's first album was never released as a single. The video didn't receive significant airplay on MTV, nor did it make the cut on Greatest, a 2-disc video collection released on DVD in 2003. Greatest did manage to squeeze in 5 different versions of the New Moon on Monday video, which is the sort of thing that makes me question the band's priorities and just possibly their collective sanity. Okay, so we go on and we talk about Night Boat opens with the band members loitering around a deck in Antigua, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we go down to say, a murky unease settles over the group. Roger hides in a shed, muttering to himself. A mirror shatters for no reason. Simon, who'd been sitting on the dock looking glamorous and inscrutable, begins spouting a little Shakespeare, while Nick looks politely bored but wary, like he's not sure whether Simon's making a bid for attention or if something about him is genuinely off. Night falls. The weirdness accelerates. John shrieks and flees in sudden terror, babbling at an unseen assailant to leave him alone. And then the zombies attack. Oh, right. Should have mentioned, there are zombies. Nightboat is a full-blown zombie film condensed into 5 perfect minutes of creepy atmosphere and mounting terror. There's just humor and snarkiness, and it's so well placed and so well done that this Duranie appreciated all of that. All of that. Okay, next up, I wanted to mention, okay, this is a little self-indulgent, okay? A View to a Kill and Eiffel Tower are mentioned on page 99. Let me go to page 99, maybe. Yeah, okay, here we go, page 99. We're talking about this for a reason. Hang with me, track with me here. Okay, and we all know the story, but she's spelling it out for us here. For those Duranis who don't, or for people who've picked this up and don't know, you know, John Taylor, he used to date one of the Bond girls, right? And I mean, John just loves the Bond franchise, the Bond films, everything Bond, right? Okay, he's got an Aston Martin, or he used to. He might still have it. Anyway, let's see. As legend has it, John approached Bond producer Albert R. Cubby Broccoli at a party and suggested Duran Duran provide the theme for his upcoming film. And thus A View to a Kill was born, right? Okay, so we talk about the video. Duran Duran reunited with Kevin Godley and Lol Cream, the directing team behind Girls on Film, to shoot A View to a Kill. So she talks about, you know, the Eiffel Tower, talks about some of the scenes in there, yada, yada, yada. And it's very nicely done. I bring that up because I have to share something with you all. Back in, it was the mid-90s, I won a trip to Paris off the radio in Kansas City. I won a trip to Paris to see Sting in concert. Yeah, it wasn't Duran, it was Sting. Still amazing, great, wonderful, fabulous. I mean, seeing Sting in concert is fabulous anyway, but to see him in Paris was divine. Okay, so I got to see Sting in Paris, and of course, I went to the Eiffel Tower. Of course, I reenacted the scene of John at the lookout tower, at the lookout platform. Okay, there's a glare on it. Get the glare off of it. I can't get the glare off the picture very well. So here's the picture of me with the camera. You guys, what telescope? Here's a picture of me with the telescope, pretending to be John Taylor shooting bad guys. Yeah, there you go. Because that's what Duranis do. If we're going to go to the Eiffel Tower, we're going to pretend to be the members of Duran Duran acting out scenes from A View to a Kill. Because that's how crazy we are. And that is captured in Duranalysis by Morgan Richter. I cannot recommend this book highly enough because it will take you on a walk down memory lane. It shares all the good stuff in all the good ways. You guys, thumbs up for Duran Duran and a cool, fun walk down memory lane. Yeah, this was wonderful. I enjoyed this very much. I think you will enjoy it too. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.